Hi, this is Josh again. Just like to come and talk to you about a review this time, and this time I'm choosing to do Panic at the Disco's Death of a Bachelor. And I heard this album like when it first came out, and I'm sorry it's taken so long for it to come in and give you this review, if you guys care. And yeah, let's just get started with it. I think this album probably is, not to say that it's bad, but it's probably the worst one they've made so far. Probably because it's only like just Brandon now and not really a whole band to collaborate with. So, like, I don't know. It seems like he probably didn't have much creativity. So, like, there wasn't enough to be going around. And yeah, I mean, not to say that it's bad because it's much more better than albums like you would hear on the radio, but it was probably the worst they've, like, because all the other ones were just like perfect, and this one's like only like half good. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with the first track. It's called Victorious, and Victorious is probably a good way to start the album. It's very fast and upbeat, and it reminds me a little bit of Fall Out Boy, and that's kind of cool because I'm glad they're trying to like be like, I'm glad he's like trying to take some influences and do something different. Like that's cool and all, so it's cool. Yeah, the music video is really cool, and yeah, it gets you pumped, and I can just imagine just the show being really crazy seeing them when they open up with this. The next track is Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time, and this is like the party song of the album. Like he talks about cocaine, talks about designer drugs, doing all this crazy shit and drinking and all that kind of crap. And for sure, like this is like when you want to go party and like, oh shit, let's play this song because I mean it reminds me of I kind of think like with this album like he's dumbing down his lyrics just for the fun of it. Like all the other albums, all the lyrics were very profound and very interesting, and this one they're just very dumbed down and fun. I mean, not to say it's a bad thing because maybe like he likes it that way, but it's very different. All right, the next track is called Hallelujah, and Hallelujah is song I can imagine like going to church and seeing like black people and having fun saying Hallelujah. But I doubt they would ever do that because black people don't really like Panic. Or they do. I don't know. But yeah, it's a it's a good song. It's really fun. I enjoyed it. He released it like last year around June, and it was the first track he released of the album, and I really liked it. And yeah, it's really fun. It sounds like he's like sorry for cheating on somebody or like something like that, and he's sad about it. I think that's what I'm getting from it. But yeah, it's a good one. And the next one is Emperor's New Clothes. It's a good video, good song. Reminds me of Queen a little bit. I don't know if it does for you, but I'll let you decide that. But to me, I really enjoyed it, and it's a good single, I think. And I hope you enjoy it because I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see it live. It's probably my favorite track on the album. Not to be a singles boy, but yeah, it's probably my favorite one. And the next one is Death of a Bachelor. This is when it kind of took a different kind of change for me, cause it's just okay. He tries to be a little bit like Sinatra, and he's not Sinatra, so it doesn't really work out well. And he's trying to like reach like a. I feel like this song could have been better and more big. I'm gonna say this again in probably another song, cause the instruments could have been bigger and better, but they just stay at like just one like height. It doesn't go bigger that I really wanted it to. I want it to be like a louder sound, and it doesn't do that. I mean, it's not a bad song, but it's not great either. The next song is Crazy Equals Genius. Now, Crazy Equals Genius is like one of those good songs, like it gets you pumped, and it's like crazy and fun. And for some reason, there's a lyric is like saying about Brian Wilson, Dennis Wilson. I want to know who the fuck that is. Who is that? He talks about these people, and I would think to look it up, and it says nothing about them. It's just like I'm curious. Maybe if I ever meet him one day, I'll ask him about it because I'm curious about that lyric. And it's a fun song. Sounds like a band. Reminds me of a little bit just of like their older stuff, and not really like vaudevillian, but like more like bandish. And the next song is LA Devotee. This one is just shows how like LA is, I guess, and I don't know how he likes living here. And it's true, like all the stuff he says, I guess. And the song's just okay in my opinion. Yeah. And the next track is Golden Days, and Golden Days tells a story. Doesn't really catch my attention. Tells a story of like a time before, finds a camera and shit, and it's an okay song, but not really like my taste. This is like the last track, like half the album. The tracks are just kind of okay usually. And the next song is The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, it starts off with him going like, oh, whoa, whoa. And like you think it's gonna be like this big epic song, and then it kicks in and it's just like a somber beat. And I'm just like, okay, did you really need to make it all somber? Couldn't have been a bigger sound? Like, didn't go that limit. But the song, it started to grow on me, so it was fine. And the next track is House of Memories. Kind of reminds me of Pretty Odd, and that's cool because it was a really good album. Probably that album really I hated it the first time I heard it, all the tracks, and by the end it, I liked all of them, and it's the definitive album. It's an acquired taste, and this reminded me of that. And yeah, and the next song, the last track, is Impossible Year. Reminded me of Vices and Virtues. It was a good way to end the album, but I've heard better ending tracks they've ever made. But it was good. This album didn't disappoint me. It just wasn't epic. I mean, on the fifth album, it's kind of hard, I guess, to be like crazy and like release like hit after hit after hit for every album. So I guess I can understand. But yeah, I would give this album for creativity. I'd be like a lower grade than I should. But for like for poppiness and catchiness, it would get an A. But I'd give the album B minus. I guess it passes for sure. As just a music album, it's good, but not great. Yeah, so that's my review. I'm gonna try and get up another review as soon as possible. It's gonna be Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. I'm actually really excited to review that one. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And yeah, if you subscribe, thanks, and comment, thanks, and see you next time. Thanks.